The Game Awards showed us the future. Over 50 glimpses of it. But a glimpse is an understanding. A trailer is a promise, and every promise has its fine print. So, let's not just rewatch the highlights. Let's investigate them. Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis. The Promise, Lara Croft's definitive chapter. Not just a new tomb, but the origin of all tombs. A journey to the sunken cradle of civilization that rewrites her personal mythos. They're promising the source, the first and final mystery. But after decades of lost cities and divine artifacts, can the motherlode feel anything but inevitable? The iconography is flawless. Dual pistols, ice axes that determine glint. But this isn't about finding Atlantis. It's about Lara finding herself in it. The real excavation here isn't archaeological. It's psychological. They have to dig deeper into her character than ever before, or risk the grandest tomb of all feeling curiously hollow. 4. Loop. The Promise, a minimalist top-down survival horror from the minds behind Inside the Static. You're trapped in a 4-minute time loop inside a decaying, sentient research facility. Each loop, you remember more. The facility adapts. It's not just a time loop. It's a time loop with a memory, and it's hostile. The genius is in the constraint, for minutes. A sprinting, panicked heartbeat of a game. But the horror isn't in the monsters you see. It's in the layout changing because it remembers your last, best attempt. The question isn't, can you escape? It's, how many versions of you will be left broken on the floor of its memory before one succeeds? This isn't a game you play. It's a game that plays you back. The Free Shepherd. The Promise. A vast, open-world post-geopolitical sim. You are a freelance aid worker / rogue operative navigating a fractured, resource-starved future Europe. No factions, no clear good guys, just your moral compass, your battered truck, and contracts that always have a hidden cost. They're selling you moral vertigo. This is the anti-power fantasy. Your toolkit is diplomacy, smuggling, and triage. The buzzword is systemic narrative. The world's needs and conflicts dynamically shift, making your last mission's good deed the cause of tomorrow's crisis. The Promise is profound, almost frighteningly ambitious. Will it be a deeply reactive story of consequence, or a beautifully rendered spreadsheet of despair? It aims to make you feel the weight of every choice, with no hero's reward at the end. Star Wars, Galactic Racer. The Promise, not a combat sim. A pure, pod racing meets the crew, open galaxy racer. Build your ship from scrap on Tatooine. Race through the streets of Coruscant. Outrun Imperial blockades and asteroid fields. The entire galaxy is your track. This is a gamble on pure sensation. The whoosh of hyperspace. The scream of engines through Cloud City. It's selling the visceral, dusty, grease-stained thrill of the galaxy's underworld. But a racer lives on its handling, its sense of speed, and the personality of its machines. Can ship customization capture the soul of Star Wars the way a lightsaber does? Or will it feel like a stunningly beautiful backdrop to a fairly standard arcade model? This isn't about saving the galaxy. It's about feeling it rush by your cockpit glass. TankRat. The Promise. A physics-based heist game from a 2-person team. You are a sentient, highly anxious lab rat who has commandeered a miniature cybernetic tank. Your goal: navigate the ducts, vents, and overly tidy kitchens of a megacorporation's headquarters to steal cheese and corporate secrets. This is the heart of the show in $1 billion IP. Just a perfect, silly, brilliant concept. The tension is Far Cry 2 levels of janky chaos. Your tank gets stuck, you tip over, a scientist's shoe is a towering obstacle. It's a game about scale, fragility, and defiant, rodent-sized grit. Its charm is weaponized. In a show of cinematic grandeur, TankRat asks, what if the most compelling power fantasy is being 3 inches tall, armed with sheer nerve, and causing a very specific, contained amount of corporate havoc? So, 5 cases, 5 sets of evidence laid out on the table. But this investigation leads us to one final, unavoidable question. The 6th one. The only one that truly matters. When the trailers are forgotten and the downloads begin, which of these worlds will you choose to live in? Not for a weekend, but for the experience it promises to permanently etch into your memory.